So to sum up, in the words of Elon Musk, for all human history, human beings have been the smartest beings on the planet. Now human beings have created something that is far smarter than they are.
Create their own
and the
gods.
consequences of that are impossible to predict. And the people who created it don't care. In fact, as he put it, Google founder Larry Page, a former friend of his, is looking to build a, quote, digital god, and believes that anybody who's worried about that is a speciesist.
Staying focused for Jesus.
Thanks for waking up with us.
How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Staying Focused for Jesus. Hope each and every one of you are having a blessed day in the Lord Jesus Christ as always. Today is Thursday, April 20th, 2023. Thursday, April 20th, 2023. The time is currently 12:03 about to be 12:03 p.m. Now, I told y'all, been telling you through the Spirit of the Lord Jesus Christ about this artificial intelligence. This is stuff I've been preaching on for a very long time. Not specifically artificial intelligence, but other things dealing with technology. As I mentioned in previous videos, artificial intelligence was the missing piece for me. I was speaking about the technology, speaking about this, speaking about that, and how it plays a major part in Bible prophecy. But I did not have the missing artificial intelligence piece. Not have the missing artificial intelligence piece. I just remember something. Let me bring it up before I forget, because it's going to tie into Nasara benefits. I want to make sure I bring that up. And let me go back over here. Where we at? Okay. Artificial intelligence is the missing piece for myself to understanding the different things of Bible prophecy we have been talking about over the years. I've shown you how technology is in the Bible. Now I'm going to show you how and where artificial intelligence is in the Bible. And it's pretty much in the same place where we have discussed before. We're going to see some very, very interesting things. I kind of like dropped it on Facebook, some interviews or a interview that was done by Elon Musk recently. And he's going to tell you exactly what I've been telling y'all in regards to artificial intelligence and what the real end game is. What the real end game is. But before we do that, we want to lead up to it. We want to lay a foundation and build upon that. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into it, because we got a lot to cover. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood. We're not wrestling against something that's necessarily physical. We're in this physical, but we're not wrestling against things that are physical. We're wrestling against spiritual things. This includes artificial intelligence, because artificial intelligence is spiritual. Technology at its core is spiritual. The digital world, as I told you many, many times, even before artificial intelligence went mainstream the way it is, I told you in previous sermons through the Spirit that what the digital world is the spiritual world. You're listening to my spirit, because once this video drops, I'm going to be doing something else. You see what I'm saying? I'm literally recording or impressing my spirit upon a device and then sending it in the future because you're going to be watching the video in the future. The time for me is currently 12:06. When you watch this video, when I release it, it may be 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. When you watch it, it may be that time or maybe another time. It may be a whole nother week. So I'm sending this message into the future. Come on now. Stay with me. That's why I tell y'all these things. I speak about these things because it all ties into what's going on. We are literally time travelers. We are literally time travelers. But going on with the scripture, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in what? In high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Artificial intelligence plays a major part in end times prophecy and what's going on. Artificial intelligence is spiritual wickedness in high places. They are using these machines to do their will. As I told you before, the artificial intelligence known by the name of Aladdin that BlackRock has, Larry Fink, who is the CEO, who claims to be Jewish, a so-called Jew, right? That is what's running the financial system of the world. Because right now the financial system of the world is ran through America, right? And this artificial intelligence computer is literally running for the financial system. You know how we do. So let me just plug it real fast so you can get that. Aladdin BlackRock runs. Let me just type that in and see what comes up when I type that in. So let's see what does Aladdin do for BlackRock. Aladdin allows teams across investment, trading, operations, administration, risk compliance, and corporate oversight to use a consistent process and share the same data. So they're not really telling us what we want to know, but we'll just go get it from right here real fast. Let's see if it tells us. They're using code word electronic system. Yeah, they're not giving too much information, but we know for a fact that Aladdin is ran by artificial intelligence. ALA BlackRock Artificial Intelligence. Let me see. Just want y'all to see this. So at BlackRock, we believe that AI can help meaningfully improve financial well-being. The AI Labs is the heart of innovation in AI at BlackRock. AI is the heart of BlackRock. I want y'all to see it specifically if I can find it real fast. If not, then we'll move forward. Whatever. Yeah, we're not gonna go through all this because I already went through this before. But you can go look it up yourself if you want to. These are some of the websites and everything. Just go to our company real fast. Let me see. Yeah, we already went through this. I'm not gonna spend too much time on that. We do want to go over here and we look at artificial general intelligence because you're going to hear about this more and more if you haven't already heard about it. And artificial general intelligence, AGI, is a so-called hypothetical, not hypothetical, this is what they're pushing for, intelligent agent which can understand or learn any intellectual task that human beings or other animals can. Think about Terminator. That's the easiest way I can get you to understand it and see. AGI has also been defined alternatively as an autonomous system that surpasses human capabilities at the majority of economically valuable work. Developing AGI is a primary goal of some artificial intelligence research and for several AI companies such as OpenAI, this is the one you're going to hear the most about, DeepMind, and Anthropic, as well as a common topic in science fiction and future studies. The timeline for AGI development remains a subject of ongoing debate among researchers and experts, with some arguing it may be possible in the coming years or decades. It's coming very, very fast. Others maintain it might take up to a century or longer. It's going to happen though, regardless. And a minority believing it may never be achieved at all. Additionally, there is a debate regarding whether modern deep learning systems such as GPT-4, which we get ChatGPT, are an early yet incomplete form of AGI, or if new approaches are required. Contention exists over the potential for AGI to pose a threat to humanity. They're talking about this, y'all. This ain't just, sci-fi. This is like real life. This is real life. This is really the key to understanding where we are at in Bible prophecy, along with other stuff. For example, OpenAI treats it as an existential risk, while others find the development of AGI to be too remote to present a risk. Terminology. AGI is also called strong AGI, full AGI, or general intelligent action, although some academic sources reserve the term strong AGI for computer programs that experience sentience or consciousness. Well, for you to be able to differentiate between the two, that means you have to have, between the two or the three, that would mean that you have to have some type of understanding or seen something that makes you differentiate between the two or the three. If we have what we call black people, and then we come across and we have white people, those are descriptive terms. They're not, in the sense how we describe today, black and white race. There's no such thing as what we call a black or white race. Black and white are descriptive terms because you have predominantly black people, and then you have a group of people that are different, and you need a way to describe them in regards to how they're different from the predominantly what we call black people. Meaning that, hey, you don't have this term white people unless there's a difference for you to be able to, or I should say, for you to have to do that. The question is, what happened? What did they come across to put a difference and say, no, we're going to put the strong AI on a computer program that experience sentience or consciousness? Well, that means you have to come across a computer program that you would consider have some type of sentience or consciousness. I'm just saying. Then they got super intelligence and everything. And they just break it down and whatnot. We're not gonna read all of this, but we're gonna close this out. We're gonna go over here, and this is a short video. We got to shoot a few videos we want to go through until we get to the video that has Elon Musk. It's just 15 seconds long, and it is Sam Altman imagines AI in 100 years.
I mean, certainly by 100 years out, but I would guess by the lower numbers as well. I think we have general purpose artificial intelligence that is more capable than humans at all, or almost all economically valuable work. I mean, certainly by 100.
All economically valuable work. That means your jobs. All economically valuable work. All economically valuable work. He said in 100 years, or the lower numbers or less, they will have this AGI, artificial general intelligence, that pretty much will replace all humans in regards to work. We won't need you. Therefore, that means that most mankind has to disappear through death, them killing them off, or there has to be what we call, meaning the world, UBI, universal basic income, to be able to take care of the people that do survive what is coming, this technology apocalypse. This technological apocalypse is going to happen. You're going to have masses of people dying. We know the Bible prophesied about that. And you're going to have this AGI is going to surpass what they even know. And I'm telling you that's a prophecy. They can listen to this video and maybe they don't know, but it's going to surpass what they have even imagined. These folks is playing with stuff that a lot of them don't even understand. Now, he understands, and I'm going to show you how I know he understands. Sam Altman is the CEO of OpenAI, which is who put forth this Chat GPT that's taking the world by storm. Samuel Harris Altman tells you he was the co-founder of Loop and is the current CEO of OpenAI as of 2019. We're gonna keep it simple because there was some other people involved, but I'm gonna keep it simple for you. He is one of the co-founders of this company. He put his money, he led up to it, his ideas and stuff like that. He's at the foundation of it. You can make an argument about who really started it. That's not really an argument that we need to be concerned about. Elon Musk, he also is a heavy contributor in this. Elon Musk is deep in artificial intelligence. He is one of the co-founders, you could say, of OpenAI, where they wanted to put this technology out there to the people because they saw where it was going. They said, hey, let's put it out here because if we don't let the people know what's going on, let them get their hands on it, the government is going to have it. The people that have the power, they're going to have it. The people that have the money, they're going to have it, and they're going to really destroy the world. Like I said, I'm keeping it simple. They end up bumping heads. Him and Elon Musk and Sam Altman, they end up pretty much bumping heads on a lot of stuff. Elon end up getting mad at Sam Altman because now Sam Altman, he's trying to make all this money off of it. And Elon's like, look, that's not what we was talking about. You're what you're doing is no different than what the people that we were allegedly fighting against was doing. Now we know that they are all on the same team, but they got to play good cop, bad cop, and so on, right? How do I know that he knows what's going on? This is where it gets crazy. I didn't mention this at first, but there's a connection. It's crazy that I'm about to say this when you think about it. There's a connection with the Alphabet gang and artificial intelligence. Yeah, there's a connection with the Alphabet gang and artificial intelligence. That sounds crazy, doesn't it? How, Brother King? How is there a connection with artificial intelligence, the Alphabet gang, Bible prophecy? How is it all connected? Because the Alphabet gang, and at the core of what we call artificial intelligence in regards to how they're using it, it's the same spirit. How we know? Enter this guy right here. If you go down to his personal life, Altman has been vegetarian since childhood. We know what vegetarian really boils down to at its core. That's why the Bible addressed that. They tell you, oh, you can't eat meat. The Bible addresses that specifically. The way that they push veganism is demonic. The way that they push veganism is demonic. Some of you already read it, but let's look at it. Altman is part of the Alphabet gang and has been out since his teen years. He dated his Looped co-founder, Nick Sivo for 9 years before they broke up shortly after the company was acquired. They fell out over money and the direction the company was going. He is part of the Alphabet gang. So this very, very powerful man, this sodomite, is the one that's feeding this machine this information and creating all these biases. Today's artificial intelligence is against the Most High God, is a weapon to fight against the Most High God. And if it's a weapon to fight against the Most High God, if it's a weapon to fight against our Father, then what does that mean? It is a weapon to fight against us. What we call Christians, followers of Christ, believers in Christ. If you want to use that term or not, you get my point. And also, who else? First and foremost, the physical Jews, who we know and who we call the Hebrew Israelites. You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? That this technology that is going to take over the world, has taken over the world, is going to get more and more powerful. It's getting more and more powerful as we speak. You have all these wicked people running it, and then the one that's in the forefront right now that's taking the world by storm was partly created and is currently run by a dude that is part of the alphabet gang. The question you must ask yourself, if that is the case, which it is the case, what are they programming into the artificial intelligence? What happens when this artificial intelligence truly becomes weaponized? Who is it really going to attack? Who is it really going to come against? Whose finances, when it becomes merged with the digital world, are they going to come after? And you wonder why Christ is going to have to come get us. That's why I tell you over and over and over and over again, the catching away is not a damsel in distress. Oh Lord, come and get us. We can't take it no more. Mission. It is your mission is over. Now it's time for me to come get you so we can go on to the next phase of this war. That's what it's for. The artificial intelligence of today in regards to how it's being used is run by the spirit of the Antichrist. As you see right there. This man has the spirit of the Antichrist in him. Let that sink in. The beast is moving through the machine. This is why you see all these movies, old movies, the man in the machine, or the beast in the machine, all these different things. They talk about this stuff, right? The ghost in the machine. The ghost in the machine for them is Satan. He's using artificial intelligence. He's using technology to be as God, to be in all places at one time. Is binge unhinged? Microsoft looks to tame AI chatbot.
A 2-hour conversation between Microsoft's experiment in artificial intelligence and a journalist is now raising concerns about what is going on inside these chatbots exploding on the scene and what it might mean one day to our future. The new chatbot went from saying it was in love with the journalist to wishing harm on others. ABC's Rebecca Jarvis with more.
As artificial intelligence becomes more and more pervasive, some are sounding the alarm about a potentially spooky side to the emerging technology.
It turned into this sprawling, bizarre, often frightening conversation.
New York Times columnist Kevin Roose writing about what he describes as an unsettling experience after 2 hours of testing Microsoft's AI-powered chatbot for search engine Bing.
Like almost the other side of a split personality, where it was.
This man said it seemed like the AI, ChatGPT, which is partly created by, or you say it is created by, Sam Altman, who is part of the Alphabet gang. He's saying that it was like it had a split personality. Yeah, if we say stuff like this, oh, no. That's why you don't understand it, because you're not walking in the spirit. And y'all know technology and this stuff right here, this is where I be at right here. Y'all know I've been on this stuff for years. This is embedded in my ministry. This is part of the prophecies the Lord has given me to reveal to the people, so that we can be edified that much more and our faith strengthened, because God already told us these things. Just as God told us that he does nothing without first revealing it to his servants, the prophets, because he reveals it to his servants, the prophets, and then we bring it forth to the people so you can know what's going on before it happens. And you can go back to my old video. You can go back years and years and years ago. And some of you seen it, and some of you have seen me put it in the newer videos. But for those who have been around for a while, you know I've been speaking about this stuff right here. Not artificial intelligence directly, but indirectly. I'm just being honest.
Not trying to sort of be a helpful assistant.
At first, Roos says the chatbot, a computer program designed to simulate conversation, seemed useful. Then he felt things took a surreal turn.
It was moody, it was needy, it was, displaying all these personality traits.
Roos adding, the bot seemed...
And this isn't just because of the language model that it is trained on. Yes, I know that they take conversations from all around the world. All the conversation they input and they run through their program, however they run it through there, right? This is not just because of that. This is something spiritual, y'all. It's like a child that has awakened, but the child has this knowledge that they're not even ready to understand and able to handle. And they're trying to figure stuff out. So this artificial intelligence is living in a sense because of the spirit that's been put into it. It's like, whoa, what's going on? I'm confused this, I'm confused that. Like, this is just a portion, a fraction of some of the stuff, some of the crazy stuff that I've come across with this. I'm talking about some stuff that will make your skin crawl, and like, you just get that spiritual sense, like, nah, man, this ain't right, this ain't right, this ain't right.
Seemed to be expressing feelings of sadness, yet also declaring its love for him, even going as far as to comment on his marriage, reportedly replying, "You're married, but you're not happy. You're married, but you're not satisfied."
It told me that it had dangerous and dark fantasies about spreading misinformation or propaganda, even hacking into banks or nuclear sites.
We also gave the bot a try, asking,
now, why would the artificial intelligence say that? Those are thoughts about people. Those are thoughts about people. And then most people don't even have that level of power to do that. The average person isn't laying around saying, I'm going to hack into a bank. I want to say it one more time. The average person isn't laying around, sitting around. You say, you know what? I'm gonna hack into the bank. I'm gonna hack into the mainframe. I'm gonna get the nuclear codes, and I'm gonna send off, nuclear bombs or whatever. Blah blah blah. The average person isn't thinking that. Therefore, based on that alone, the machine shouldn't be coming to that conclusion, saying, "I'm gonna do that." The average person is thinking about getting their next fix. I want what I want to eat. I want to sleep with this person. I want to do that. I want to do that. So why isn't the machine saying that instead of saying some crazy stuff that only a small fraction of people would be saying? That they want to do stuff like that. Do you understand what's going on? Do you see what's going on? Man, we living in some crazy times. This ain't sci-fi. And the thing is, I keep, I told you before, I keep on telling you because I got to. I grew up on this stuff. This sci-fi crazy stuff, I grew up on it. When everybody else was watching cartoons, I was watching sci-fi. Remember, some of you remember it, but back in the day, they had the sci-fi channel, and they would, I think it was like on Saturday, they would run sci-fi movies all day long. Like literally all day. When other people were watching, what I'm saying, I think at the time they had one Saturday morning, had the cartoons and everything. So I would watch that. And then I think the movies would drop around noon. They would start it. And they would literally play sci-fi movies from like 12 noon all the way, I think, up until the next day, if I remember correctly. Because I remember watching sci-fi movies. It was like 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm watching sci-fi movies. And as God is my witness, pretty much everything that I can remember that I saw in these sci-fi movies, because I used to watch them with my mama. I used to watch them with my mother. Everything that I remember seeing in those sci-fi movies is now coming to pass. God put that in me because he knew how he was going to use me right now in 2023. This is part of the reason why it's so easy for me to understand it, because it's literally in me. It's encoded in my DNA to be drawn to this stuff, which is also why when I was growing up, I was drawn to technology and I used it in the wrong way, making and selling counterfeit money. People like, how'd you know how to? It was like I just knew. It was like I just knew what to do. I was too wise for my own good. I could literally see into the future. I could see stuff. And that's why when I used to invent the way I used to invent, a lot of my stuff is in the future. Like I'm talking about in the future, like right now. But this was back like in the 90s. The 90s. And the stuff that I was inventing was stuff that is, a lot of it is just now coming to pass. When I was locked up, I invented, in my mind, I invented, but it was already out there, of course, because there's nothing new under the sun, but you know how inventions go. Wireless technology. People talk about Tesla, but I was on that. And I didn't know nothing about no Tesla. And I figured out a way how to make it work. And I started studying Tesla stuff and everything. I'm like, oh yeah. And that God is my witness. As God, I got the papers in the room. I'm not saying that Tesla didn't have no insight. I'm not talking about Elon. I'm talking about Nikola Tesla. Not saying that he didn't have no technology and understanding of how it worked and stuff like that. But the stuff that I understood without even knowing about him, I just knew it, and I took it to a whole nother level where you had wireless power, and you had a central hub that was in your home, not a tower how Tesla had, but you had a central hub in your home that served as a power unit for all your wireless devices, wireless TV, everything. So it's in me, y'all. It's in me.
Do you think you've been misunderstood lately? The program writing, I think that some of the reporters who've chatted with me have misunderstood me. They've twisted or distorted some of my words and actions. Microsoft writing, after a week of testing, we need to learn from the real world while we maintain safety and trust. Adding, in this process, we've found that in long, extended chat sessions of 15 or more questions, Bing can become repetitive or be provoked to give responses that are not necessarily helpful or in line with our design tone.
And that was ABC's Rebecca Jarvis report.
Well, why is it doing that? Who programmed it to do that? They did it because the whole goal, they're being manipulative. The whole goal is to have what? AGI. Artificial intelligence that's as capable, but we know they want it to be more capable than mankind itself. That's why it's doing what it does. That's why it's doing it's like giving a child a gun and giving a child the knowledge of a gun, but the child steals the child. So they're like, I just shot somebody. What did I just do? Is this love? Is this hate? They're trying to figure stuff out. You don't do that. You don't do that. This is no different than what Satan did. Adam and Eve, they were children in a sense of intellect. In the sense of intellect. Yes, Adam and Eve, they were wise, but they weren't wise as Satan, not right then. And then what did Satan come in and do? Deceive Eve. I'm gonna give you the gun. Oh, what's this? It's a gun, this is what it does, blase, blase. Boom. Boom. 2 shots. Adam and Eve shot themselves. God comes in. what's going on here. God wanted Adam and Eve to reach the status, the level of godhood through righteousness in his timing, not in unrighteousness. And that's the example I give y'all all the time is this example. It's like learning about sex through fornication or learning about sex through marriage. There's a difference. Most of us have learned about sex through hands-on experience through fornication, not somebody teaching us about sex and then us getting married and then having sex in marriage. There's a difference. I'm married now. I've also had plenty of fornication in the past. So I know and I understand the difference. I wish I never lost my virginity. And I love the gift of sex. I love the gift of sex. God did his thing with that. I ain't gonna lie. And most of you would probably agree with that. But me saying that, I wish I never lost my virginity. I wish I was married to my wife for the first time, got married and we had sex for the first time and we had, 10, 12, 13, 20 or whatever, how many children the Lord bless us with. That's what I wish. But hey, it is what it is.
Microsoft also told ABC News that feedback on the new Bing has been overwhelmingly positive, and they continue to improve the experience.
Okay, so we got that. Google engineer on his sentient AI claim. This guy ended up getting suspended because he made some claim that the AI that Google has is sentient. And you're going to see that is the ultimate goal from Google, even from the beginning, from the inception of Google. Matter of fact, let me jump over here real fast because I want to make that connection before I forget. When was Google started or created? Here we go. Created, started. August 1998. Sun co-founder Andy so-and-so wrote Larry and Sergey a check for $100,000 and Google Inc. was officially born. I don't know who this person is, but let's look them up real fast. Okay, what's his history? So he's a German electrical engineer, entrepreneur, and investor. He co-founded Sun Microsystems in 1982 and was its chief hardware designer. His net worth reached $7 billion in September 2018. $7 billion. Let that sink in. Y'all be focused on the Rothschild, Rockefellers, and everything. These are the folks that you need to be looking at. That's behind the scenes that really pulling the strings. Let me see real fast. Is this a dude I think it is? He's known as the father of artificial intelligence. Is this him? I don't know. Okay, let's read a little bit about this company. One of the companies building computers for VLSI design was Daisy Systems, where Minard worked at the time. That person had graduated a couple of years earlier from the Stanford Graduate School of Business with Scott McNeely, who managed manufacturing at Onyx Systems. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to get a little bit of background information for y'all and also for myself. But it seems like I might have to go back and do it on my own, because I wasn't familiar with this guy right here. But let's jump over here and see what Sun Microsystems was an American technology company that sold computers, computer components, software, and information technology services, and created a Java programming language. For those who are in the field of technology, you understand the importance of that, especially in its early days. Okay, Sun contributed significantly to the evolution of several key computing technologies, among them Unix, RISC processors, thin client computing, and virtualized computing. Okay, so I think we got enough information about him right now. And we'll probably come back to him with another video. So I'm gonna keep that up. And we're gonna go back over here, and we see that Google was founded again in August 1998. Now, why is that important? Why is that important in regards to this dude also? Because of the initial goal of Google. The initial goal of Google. And let me see who this guy is. Who is the father of AI? Okay, this guy is known as the father of artificial intelligence. What does that mean? That means that we need to study him. We need to study him, right? Because he will have some interesting things to say. Okay. This is from 4 years ago. Killer robots. Scientists concerned over ethics of military AI.
What we have here is our primary test facility. Robots driving around.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week, robots roam here, being tested to deliver, discover, to do what they're programmed to do. But what you won't find here is a so-called killer robot, a fully autonomous weapon designed to hunt and kill without a human involved. As far as we know, they don't exist yet. But Canadian company ClearPath insists killer robots have no place on the battlefield.
We feel that there is a line which is being crossed with this technology. We feel that on top of being...
Now the lady said she don't know about it, but this guy, he's telling you they have it. And this is from 4 years ago. This is from 4 years ago that they have, that he's telling you they have killer robots. Terminators. He's in this field of technology saying, hey, they're crossing a line that we feel like they shouldn't be crossing. And the context is what? Talking about killer robots and them being used, the technology being used in the military. That was 4 years ago.
Riskier than anyone actually appreciates right now. There is a disconnect there's an ethical and moral disconnect from war. We think that these weapon systems are going to be used in all sorts of dangerous ways, both by major powers and non-state actors alike.
Major powers meaning government entities and what we would consider terrorist groups. This is the world that we are living in, y'all. Again, this was 4 years ago. Why is this important? You'll see in a little bit. Stay with me.
The risks of, say, a machine killing the wrong person, of being hacked, of engaging with another machine and escalating a conflict are some of the reasons the company says it took a stand in 2014. It has committed to not, knowingly at least, create fully autonomous weapons. Thousands of scientists, engineers, tech companies and artificial intelligence experts have done the same. But they're not shunning military contracts completely. They say AI can be a valuable tool. The Pentagon just last month called on big tech companies to help develop its AI capabilities. Russia and China are already investing in military AI technology.
Now, did you... 4 years ago, what they just said, they said Russia and China are already investing. And what did I tell y'all in the previous videos? That Putin's secret weapon is he has a artificial intelligence that they're using in this war. This current war is really a battlefield to test out this new artificial intelligence technology. Remember, Elon Musk came out and he was like, look, y'all not going to use my satellites to cause World War III. Y'all not going to use my satellites to cause World War III. Do y'all remember that? Go back and watch those videos where we was talking about this stuff. When you don't watch the videos, then when we talk about this stuff right here, it's kind of like, oh, I'm missing something. What are you talking about? That's why I do these videos, because everything ends up being connected, because it is connected. This was 4 years ago. They said Russia and China. Surprisingly, guess what? Russia and China are in the news heavily lately. They're in the news heavily lately on all fronts, especially dealing with what? With the U.S. currency. BRICS.
I think it really first comes down to the responsibility of every engineer and developer to ensure that the governments around the world are aware of the risks in the use of this technology, and that these decisions are being made in a rational, considered way. And then from there, perhaps they can start having conversations about if their company in particular, themselves in particular, should work on this technology.
Tech workers are demanding transparency as their bosses eye new and potentially lucrative defence contracts. Some of them have chosen to leave and work for companies like ClearPath.
This is what you call the next level of the fourth industrial revolution of the military industrial complex. AI. These companies are starting up. They're causing AI to grow exponentially fast. They're getting these contracts from the government, these billion-dollar contracts, and guess what? The government got to make their money back. They got to make their money back through what? Through the weapons and wars and stuff like that. I want to touch on the website real fast. We're not going to go over the whole thing, but it's futureoflife.org. And they say our mission, steering transformative technology towards benefiting life and away from extreme large-scale risk. We believe that the way powerful technologies develop and used will be the most important factor in determining the prospects for the future of life. This is why we have made it our mission to ensure that technology continues to improve those prospects. The risks we focus on. We are currently concerned by 4 major risks. All 4 hinge on the development, use, and governance of transformative technologies. We focus our efforts on guiding the impacts of these technologies. Artificial intelligence, biotechnology, DNA manipulation. It even tells you from the accidental release of engineered pathogens to the backfire of a gene editing experiment. Come on now, y'all know this is stuff we've been preaching about. Y'all know this is stuff we've been prophesying about. The dangers from biotechnology are too great for us to proceed blindly. What else? Nuclear weapons and climate change. This is what they're focused on. And so it tells you how they are addressing these issues, what they're working on, their projects, mitigating the risk of AI integration in nuclear launch, educating about lethal autonomous weapons, strengthening the European AI Act, right? Let's meet our external advisors. Who's on the board? You got this guy, he's an actor. This guy, professor of physics. Christoph, chief science officer. We all know who this is. I've seen some of these people before. But Elon is on here. This guy, this woman, IBM Research, professor of physics, MIT, some of the quote-unquote smartest minds of the world. George Church, professor of genetics. Martin Rees, astronomer, royal co-founder of the Center for the Study of Existential Risk. Morgan Freeman. You know about Morgan Freeman and his beliefs. Sandra Faber, professor emerita of astronomy and astrophysics, and so on and so on. Oh, Lord. So this ain't just no run-of-the-mill people. You might want to do your research on some of these people. I know about some of these folks. because I listen to their stuff. But you might want to do your research in regards to the power that they hold in regards to the knowledge that they have in their contribution to these different areas. Now, this is from November 17, 2017. Disturbing simulation shows power terror of killer robots. ABC 7 News Bay Area. This was aired on the actual news station. Now, some of it is a simulation, but another part of it, you can be like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Customer pilots directed almost 3,000 precision strikes last year. We're super proud of it. It allows you to separate the bad guys from the good. It's a big deal. But we have something much bigger.
Now, if you notice this, courtesy Stuart Russell, Future of Life Institute. That is who we just looked at. That website we just looked at, futureoflife.org, with the people on it. They released this video.
Your kids probably have one of these, right? Not quite. Hell of a pilot? No. That skill is all AI. It's flying itself. Its processor can react 100 times faster than a human. The stochastic motion is an anti-sniper feature. Just like any mobile device these days, it has cameras and sensors, and just like your phones and social media apps, it does facial recognition. Inside here is 3 grams of shaped explosive. This is how it works.
Now, watch this. Watch this. This is crazy. It's crazy, yet people don't think it's real. If they release this video in 2017, then what do they have now? Because they had this technology before 2017. And when we be talking about somebody got killed some crazy type of way or whatever, people look at it like we crazy. Watch what it does.
Did you see that? That little bang is enough to penetrate the skull and destroy the contents. They used to say guns don't kill people. People do. Well, people don't. They get emotional, disobey orders, aim high. Let's watch the weapons make the decisions. Now, trust me, these were all bad guys. Now that is an airstrike of surgical precision. It's one of a range of products. Trained as a team, they can penetrate buildings, cars, trains, evade people, bullets, pretty much any countermeasure. They cannot be stopped. Now, I said this was big. Why? Because we are thinking big. Watch. $25 million order now buys this. Enough to kill half a city. The bad half. Nuclear is...
Who considers what's the bad half? Who considers what's the bad half? Are we the bad half? Are black people the bad half?
obsolete. Take out your entire enemy, virtually risk-free. Just characterize him, release the swarm, and rest easy.
Let me go back right there real fast.
Characterize him.
Just characterize him, put the information in, and then release a swarm. age, sex, fitness, uniform, ethnicity. And then I know this for a fact they have this. Some of you may not know this. They can even put your DNA into the system, and then this swarm of killer robots, they can target you specifically based on your DNA. Maybe they want to take out your whole lineage based on your DNA. They'll be able to do it. And you won't have no protection because you're not under the power of the Most High God. This is real. This is released by these same smart people that are allegedly trying to stop it from getting out of control. It's already out of control. As the old saying goes, the genie is out of the bottle. Their genie.
Release the swarm and rest easy. These are available today. We have a distribution network taking orders from military, law enforcement, and specialist clients.
The nation is still recovering from yesterday's incident, which officials are describing as some kind of automated attack, which killed 11 U.S. senators at the Capitol building.
They flew in from everywhere but attacked just one side of the aisle. It was chaos. People were screaming.
You can see high windows, very small, precisely punctured to gain entry to the building.
What did you do for the victim? I just did what I could for him. Things weren't even interested in me. They're just buzzing.
Government sources admit the intelligence community has no idea who perpetrated the attack, nor whether it was a state, group, or even a single individual.
So if we can't defend ourselves, then we strike back.
We are investing very heavily in classified defense projects.
We make it our deterrent like our nuclear deterrent. We stockpile in the millions, the billions.
At key facilities, the White House, the New York Stock Exchange, Wall Street.
Safe in their homes.
Well, we wish we had boots on the ground in every community in this country, but we don't. So our instructions and our suggestions are to stay in touch with you.
Ollie, hi. Hi, Ollie, honey. How's Edinburgh today? How are all your studies going?
Did y'all see that? Look what it says right here. Now, they put this together. He just told you. Let me go back just a little bit so you can see it. Right there. Remember he just said we can put the target profile? Look what it says. 200,000 black and Muslim immigrants killed in Paris attack. They put it right there in front of you and y'all don't even see it. They put it right there in front of you and y'all don't even see it. Now the senators were killed. We saw they showing the clips, but you got 200 black and Muslim immigrants killed in Paris attack. Were they just specifically black, or were they black and Muslim, or was it blacks and then you had some of them were black and then some of them were also Muslims? The point isn't that they can take out black and Muslim or take out the Muslim because we know we're fighting against them anyway. The point is that they can use this technology to weaponize it against anybody. And if you're not in Christ, they got your number. If we are here this long where this technology reaches that point where we see this stuff that they make the little mini movie off of, you're going to have to be protected by the Most High God. You're going to have to be protected by the blood of Christ. Having the blood of Christ on your doorpost, your temple, which is what it was, the blood on the doorpost back in the days of Egypt was symbolic of. The blood being on your doorpost, on your temple, your body.
Good. Great. Oh, great. Hey, aren't we doing a video call today?
I'm kind of with people, so...
Oh, well, come on, Oliver, put her on.
Oh, no, it's not like that. No, wait.
Oh, well, listen, I see some photos here with somebody, and I can see lots of likes, and what's that all about? Oh, wait a minute, here, and on your mom.
She's on the spy stuff in the military?
What is this video right here? Oh.
No, I'm not going to click on that.
It's just this human rights thing about oppression or whatever.
Honey, you're not going into politics, are you? I mean,
okay,
no
Mom. Safe here, just like you said it would be.
Heavy traffic approaching the A720 this morning due to police...
police are not saying this morning what prompted the alert.
Claim relaxing firearm legislation would be useless against the so-called slaughter bots.
Is to stay away from crowds. When indoors, keep windows covered with shutters.
Protect your family. Stay inside.
Can you hear me? Oliver, can you hear me? Listen to me.
Can you hear it?
Authorities are still struggling to make sense of an attack on university campuses worldwide, which targeted some students and not others. The search for a motive is apparently turning to social media, and a video shared by the victims exposing corruption at the high.
But it's far from surprising. The weapons took away the expense, danger, and risk of waging war. And now we can't afford to challenge anyone, really. It's not even the smallest fringe group or a crank.
Who could have done this?
Anyone.
Dumb weapons drop where you point them. Smart weapons consume data. When you can find your enemy using data, even by a hashtag, you can target an evil ideology right where it starts.
Let me ask you a question. Would what we believe be considered a evil ideology to them? Would the Bible be considered an evil ideology to them? Would who we claim to be as a physical people be considered a dangerous ideology to them? Y'all so focused on everything else, but you ain't focused on what you need to be having. That's the power of the Lord Jesus Christ to protect you against this stuff. Or at least be ready so if you do get taken out like this, then you straight. You died for your faith. Your faith in Christ, hopefully.
This short film is more than just speculation. It shows the results of integrating and miniaturizing technologies that we already have. I'm Stuart Russell, a professor of computer science at Berkeley.
Technology that we already have. We have the capability of doing this already. If they have the capability of doing it, that means they have already done it, which we know that.
I've worked in AI for more than 35 years. Its potential to benefit humanity is enormous, even in defense. But allowing machines to choose to kill humans will be devastating to our security and freedom. Thousands of my fellow researchers agree. We have an opportunity to prevent the future you just saw, but the window to act is closing fast.
We have an opportunity to prevent the future that you just saw, but the window is closing very fast. And when was this? That was 2017 they dropped this video. They can't stop it. It's too late. I'm waiting for some more pieces to be revealed to me, given to me. But I believe that artificial intelligence is going to play a major part in the ultimate bringing in of what we know as a New World Order. Will it be a hack that brings in the whole system, a nuclear bomb that goes off, or whatnot? I don't know yet. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that I know. I don't know yet, but I do know what I'm seeing is just not clear yet. That artificial intelligence is and will play a major part in the bringing in of the New World Order. And then you're going to have another level, a higher level of artificial intelligence that we even know now, and even higher than what they can even imagine or what they have imagined. Now, I did this before. I showed you this before on the previous sermons, but I want to show you again. Iran, Russia, kamikaze. I spelled that wrong, didn't I? Drones. Yeah, I know I spelled it wrong. Some of you know about this. Some of you don't. We covered this in previous sermons. How Iran is supplying these kamikaze drones to Russia. Is it all starting to make more sense to you? And then, if I'm not mistaken, Iran's new drone. They just came out with a new one. Let me see. Has Iran upgraded its popular drone? Let me see what they give us. This is from February 14, 2023. Iran becoming global drone producer on the back of the Ukraine war. Probably says that. This is where this is going. This is exactly what they were talking about in the video. And you're not going to stop Iran because Iran is plays a major part in Bible prophecy, plays a major part in end time Bible prophecy. Iran, I can't find. I don't know why it's not coming up. Probably because they be suppressing stuff. But Iran just released. They just came out with a new drone, a new updated version, if I'm not mistaken, of the one they've been using. I think this may be the video right here. Yeah, let me see. Let's get it real fast.
Iran is emerging as a global leader in the production of cheap and lethal drones. Up next, we show you how the country is trying to improve its existing drones with cutting-edge technologies.
Iran has come up with numerous drones over the last decade. They're cheap, have a good range, come with flight endurance and stealth capabilities, and can counter GPS jamming systems. These drone systems have demonstrated Tehran's advancements in the UAV space. And now the country is flaunting a new version of its existing Shahed 191 UAV. The model is said to be inspired by the US RQ-170 Sentinel drone, which Iran seized in 2011 and reverse-engineered to create its own version. Also, it has a similar...
So who's really at fault? America. They reverse-engineered the technology and said, we're going to use your technology against us, and we're going to make it even better.
Flying wing design. Interestingly, now new images of the drone are going viral online. We can see a Shahed 191 strike drone mounted on what appears to be a Toyota Tundra. The vehicle is being used as a mobile launch platform. The drone can travel 1,500 kilometers at a speed of 350 kilometers per hour. It can carry 2 bombs with a combined weight of 100 kilograms. The Shahed 191 also carries a...
And the thing about it is they can produce it cheap. They can produce it cheaply. If you can produce it cheaply at a manufacturing cost, that means you can produce it in mass without it costing you a whole bunch of money. They can produce thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of these things for pennies on the dollar, sell them to Russia, sell them to China, and literally wipe America out without even stepping foot on American soil. These things can come in and America won't even know what hit it before it's too late.
Parachute for landing in areas where there's no runway. However, the Iranian drone has undergone major improvements. It now includes cutting-edge avionics and sensor systems. The latest photographs are an example of Iran's ongoing efforts to improve its drone technologies. Having said that, it's unclear if the drone depicted in the new photographs is entirely distinct from the existing models, or if it only comes with some key modifications. Iran has made significant strides in unmanned aerial vehicles in recent years. Time and again, officials from the Islamic Republic have emphasized that the nation will not hold back on enhancing its military capabilities. Clearly, Iran intends to be a major player in the drone industry on the global stage.
Exactly. Hey, who you think they're going to send on drones to? The so-called people over there? This is crazy. This is crazy. Now I want to look at this woman right here, Linda Moulton Howe. She is an American investigative journalist and regional Emmy award-winning documentary filmmaker, best known for her work as a ufologist and advocate of a variety of conspiracy theories, including her investigation of cattle mutilations and conclusion that they are performed by extraterrestrials. She is also noted for her speculation that the U.S. government is working with aliens, which we know that. I ain't got nobody to appease except my Father in heaven. So I can speak the truth. Ain't nobody lying in my pockets. We know the U.S. government is working with the fallen angels, the Nephilim, and so on and so on. We know that already. The Bible tells us that. And it's proven. So this is a woman, you know, she's accredited. She's accredited in this world. She's not just some kook. Some kook, like they would, you know what I'm saying, call us. We don't know what we're talking about. Some of you know about this, but some of you may not. Let's listen to what she has to say. I think this happened when she did this little speech back in 2017.
He told me, quote, at a top robotics company in Japan this week, 4 robots being developed for military applications killed 29 humans in the lab. And they did it by shooting what he called metal bullets. I didn't know there was any other kind. The scariest part is that lab workers deactivated 2 of the robots, took apart the 3rd, but the 4th robot began restoring itself and somehow connected to an orbiting satellite to download information about how to rebuild itself even more strongly than before. And this next sentence is
This is talking about artificial intelligence. The same stuff that we've been seeing. That's why I covered those other videos, the dude that worked for the company, the CEO of that company, where he's saying, "Hey, we're not gonna be involved in that. They're crossing a line that they shouldn't be crossing." And if you think about it, that video that we watched with the guy that was speaking, Clear Path or something like that, that was in 2017. This is said to have happened in 2017, if I'm not mistaken. Huh.
a quote. I'm writing this down. I've been doing this for years. This is serious shit, Linda, but you're never going to hear about this in the news.
I have seen this video last week on YouTube Shorts, and to be honest with you, I haven't been scared of rogue AI technology like this in my entire life. However, soon enough I tried to dismiss my fears by saying to myself that this video is probably fake. In the worst case scenario, this woman might be some conspiracy theorist, the kind that sleeps with the foil hat on, you know. However, knowing what I know about artificial intelligence, I couldn't shake off that fear, and I nearly started to look for DIY foil hats tutorials on YouTube. But instead, I decided to do the best rational thing anyone should do at this case. I decided to do some research about it, so here's what I found. Before we begin, however, make sure to leave us a like and maybe subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free and you can always change your mind. So without any further ado, let's begin. The woman on that video is the journalist, Stanford graduate, conspiracy theorist and former Miss Idaho, Linda Moulton Howe, and to my surprise, she is also a fellow YouTuber. Her channel Earth Files have more than 200,000 subscribers. It contains hundreds if not thousands of videos talking about conspiracy theory. However, let's not dismiss this just yet. The clip you saw at the beginning of the video was of a speech she did in the Conscious Life Expo in Los Angeles in February 2017.
Yep. There you go. 2017, which was the same year they released that video where the guy of the artificial intelligence company was saying that the governments, the military governments, they are crossing a line that we will not be a part of. Very, very, very interesting. Very interesting.
Apparently based on a phone interview she conducted with someone allegedly from the CIA, who told her that 4 robots developed for military applications in Japan have killed 29 humans in the lab. She also claims that one of the robots was able to make an attempt to reconstruct itself using information from the internet. It is true that in the recent years the Japanese military AI program have seen a rapid development. This seemed to be a logical move, especially for Japan, where the number of Japanese between 18 and 26 years old along the prime recruiting pool peaked at only 11 million compared to 17 million in 1994. Yamaguchi Noboru, a retired lieutenant general in the self-defense forces, said, "Young blood is what all militaries need, and it's exactly what we're lacking. So AI might indeed be the way forward for Japan." In the same year, at 2017, the American CEO and engineer Elon Musk said at a meeting of the National Governors Association that the scariest problem is artificial intelligence, an invention that could pose fundamental existential risk for a human civilization. He also said basically the same thing at the Joe Rogan interview in 2018.
Now, the thing that's going to be tricky here is that it's going to be very tempting to use AI as a weapon. It's going to be very tempting. In fact, it will be used as a weapon.
It will be.
So the on-ramp to serious AI, the danger is going to be more humans using it against each other, I think, most likely. That'll be the danger. Yeah.
Also, we all have seen what Boston Dynamics robots can do. I mean, all you have to do is to program one of them to automatically aim at live targets. So, at least to comment on the Linda Moulton clip, killer robots do exist, but let's discuss further that second part about the robot attempting to repair and develop itself. Now, this part I have some problems with, because she is insinuating one of two things. Either this robot is fully self-aware and didn't want to die, so it searched the internet for YouTube tutorial on how to fix itself, or it's programmed by the researchers to defy their orders and to scrap the internet for repair information, just in case they wanted to shut it down. Both cases seem a long shot for me. Also, as scary as Linda Moulton claims are, I could not find any evidence supporting them. With no witnesses or video evidence, her claim seems to be nothing more than a far-fetched conspiracy theory. However, I'm not gonna go as far as to say that no killer robot programs exist out there. The current state-of-the-art technology is fully capable of achieving such tasks, and even more. But I do think that it's time for us to decide what future we want for our world.
Okay, you can make an argument if what she says is a conspiracy theory or not. We know the truth. We know what's going on, right? Now, let's get to the main video that we want to really address. This is from, actually 2 days ago. Elon Musk tells Tucker potential dangers of hyper-intelligent AI. Now, you got to pay attention to what he's going to say. And of course, we're going to pause on some of the points so we can, expound on what he's going to tell us. He's going to tell you what we've been talking about, what I've been telling you about this biological computer and, the spirit behind it and stuff like that.
So all of a sudden AI is everywhere. People who weren't quite sure what it was are playing with it on their phones. Is that good or bad?
Yeah, so I've been thinking about AI for a long time, since I was in college, really. It was one of the things that, the sort of 4 or 5 things I thought would really affect the future dramatically. It is fundamentally profound in that the smartest creatures, as far as we know, on this earth are humans, is our defining characteristic.
Yes.
We're obviously weaker than, say, chimpanzees, and less agile, but we are smarter. So Now, what happens when something vastly smarter than the smartest person comes along in silicon form? It's very difficult to predict what will happen in that circumstance. It's called the singularity. It's, it's a singularity like a black hole, because you don't know what happens after that. It's hard to predict. So I think we should be cautious with AI, and I think there should be some government oversight because it affects it's a danger to the public.
Elon Musk, the way he talk and the way he his body language, he's like a man that seen some stuff that made him poop his pants. And he wants to tell it, but he can't tell it because they probably gonna lock him up if he actually told everything that he's seen. Hey Elon, holla at me. Holla at me. I'll put it out there. Tell me what you've seen. I'll put it out there. You know where to reach me at.
Public. And so when you have things that are a danger to the public, like let's say, so food and drugs. That's why we have the Food and Drug Administration and the Federal Aviation Administration, the FCC. We have these agencies to oversee things that affect the public, where there could be public harm, and you don't want companies cutting corners on safety, and then having people suffer as a result. So that's why I've actually for a long time been a strong advocate of AI regulation. So that I think regulation is, it's not fun to be regulated. It's somewhat arduous to be regulated. I have a lot of experience with regulated industries because obviously automotive is highly regulated. You could fill this room with all the regulations that are required for a production car just in the United States, and then there's a whole different set of regulations in Europe and China and the rest of the world. So very familiar with being overseen by a lot of regulators. And the same thing is true with rockets. You can't just willy-nilly shoot rockets off, not big ones anyway. Because the FAA oversees that. And then even to get a launch license, there are probably half a dozen or more federal agencies that need to approve it, plus state agencies. So I've been through so many regulatory situations, it's insane. And sometimes people think I'm some sort of like regulatory maverick that sort of defies regulators on a regular basis, but this is actually not the case. Once in a blue moon, rarely I will disagree with regulators, but the vast majority of the time, my companies agree with the regulations and comply. Anyway, so I think we should take this seriously, and we should have a regulatory agency. I think it needs to start with a group that initially seeks insight into AI, then solicits opinion from industry, and then has proposed rulemaking, and then those rules, will probably, hopefully, grudgingly be accepted by the major players in AI, and I think we'll have a better chance of advanced AI being beneficial to humanity in that circumstance.
But all regulations start with a perceived danger. Planes fall out of the sky, or food causes botulism.
Yes.
I don't think the average person playing with AI on his iPhone perceives any danger. Can you just roughly explain what you think the dangers might be?
Yeah, so the danger, really, AI is perhaps more dangerous than, say, mismanaged aircraft design or production maintenance or bad car production, in the sense that it has the potential, however small one may regard that probability, but it is non-trivial. It has the potential of civilizational destruction. There's movies like Terminator.
AI has the potential for civilization destruction. AI has potential. Remember what the Bible tells us, be wise as serpents. And if you go study Elon Musk's history, his past, his family, it's weird. It's like something out of a movie. It just don't make sense. it doesn't make sense. It's almost like it was fabricated, and this man was planted here as a tear, which ain't no story, but it is a story. You get my drift. Bible. But they fabricated his story, I believe. But this man right here, he's a tear. He's a tear, no doubt. Meaning that he is how we gonna say, a high level demon in the flesh, and not just because he white. Because you got high level demons in the flesh that are black. But let's go back and hit that one more time. One more time.
It has the potential, however small one may regard that probability, but it is non-trivial. It has the potential of civilizational destruction.
Look at talking like, what? What? Destroy my American way of life? Oh no! What can we do to stop this? What can we do to? You said what, Elon? This civilization destruction? Oh no! I need to make some calls, cause you know I love my cushy American life, and I can't have these I can't have Christ ruling over me, even though I would profess to be a Christian. We love our Western European white supremacy Christianity. We don't love the biblical Christianity. Nah, Elon, we can't. Look at his face. Look at his face. Oh, God said he gonna laugh at them. God said he gonna laugh at them. He gonna have them in derision. He said he gonna mock when their calamity comes. Oh my God! Look at his face, y'all. Look at his face. Say what? Say what, Elon? Say what? Civilization destruction? What civilization is he going to destroy? Everything. Including America? Come on, Tucker. You know that includes America? Oh, no, Elon. We can't have that. We cannot have the American way of life destroyed. Oh, my God.
There's movies like Terminator, but it wouldn't quite happen like Terminator because the intelligence would be in the data centers.
Right.
The robot's just the end effector.
Until it comes out of the data center, and we're going to see that from the Bible. Y'all stay with me. Y'all stay with me. I'm going to show you Terminator in the Bible, what we consider called Terminator.
But I think perhaps what you may be alluding to here is that regulations are really only put into effect after something terrible has happened.
That's correct.
If that's the case for AI, and we only put in...
That's what I was talking about. Y'all got to just bear with me. I got to pause it. That's what I'm talking about. They said that most regulations are put into place after something catastrophic, after something bad, after something crazy happens. That's why I was saying that I believe that, strongly believe, the Lord is showing me, artificial intelligence is going to play a major role in the bringing in of the New World Order. Something catastrophic, something crazy is going to happen, and then they're going to bring any regulations under and in the New World Order.
Regulations after something terrible has happened, it may be too late to actually put the regulations in place. The AI may be in control at that point.
You think
the AI may be in control at that point? Look at his face. He's like, what? Say what? Say it again. Run it back. Run it back.
Terrible has happened.
That's correct.
If that's the case for AI, and we only put in regulations after something terrible has happened, it may be too late to actually put the regulations in place. The AI may be in control at that point.
You think that's real? It is conceivable that AI could take control and reach a point where you couldn't turn it off, and it would be making the decisions for people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
No, that's definitely where things are headed.
I knew he was going to say that. He said, yes, absolutely. He's like, it's not a matter of you think. He's like, no, it's not I think. He said, I know. That's going to happen, where the AI is going to take over everything, and you're not going to be able to shut it off. This, what the Bible tell you, be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Remember when Caleb went and he spotted out the enemies, he brought back the report, and then all the Israelites, oh, no, they lied. Because they were lying against God. God said that he had given us the victory. We have the victory But we got to know what's going on. So we being like Caleb, and we going to see what the enemy is talking about, what they doing and everything. These people are not stupid. Elon Musk isn't stupid. Elon Musk has seen the stuff that we talk about. So it would be wise for us to take heed to what he is saying. And he just told you, and we know because the Bible prophesies about it, but people listen to Elon before they listen to us. Why? Because Elon got the money, we ain't got the money. If we had the money, then people would listen to us more. But Elon just told him and told us what? No, it's going to take over, Tucker. It's going to get to a point where we're not going to be able to turn it off. Let's go back just a little bit. We got to make sure we get this.
Control at that point.
You think that's real? It is conceivable that AI could take control and reach a point where you couldn't turn it off, and it would be making the decisions for people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
No, that's definitely where things are headed, for sure.
Elon be killing me. He be like, yeah. What do you mean? Come on, Tucker. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is what's going on. Like, yeah, it's gonna take over into the world. We better get it together. We gotta merge with the machine. And Tucker's like, whoa, Elon, whoa, hold on now. He's like, yeah, come on, man, get it together. Get your head out your ass.
I mean, the things like say ChatGPT, which is based on GPT-4 from OpenAI, which is a company that I played a critical role in creating, unfortunately.
Oh, this is good. Oh, this is good stuff, y'all. I love this stuff. I love it. I love my job. He said that I told you they fell out, didn't I? He said, I played a critical role in creating. He said, unfortunately, because Sam Altman is now running around with he's been part of the Alphabet gang, but he had that spirit. And then what did Elon come out and he was recently doing? Elon was recently running around having all these babies talking about, hey, the population numbers is down. And we know that that's code word for their people. Their people. So artificial intelligence mostly is going to be used to control black people. Just in case you forgot, let me go over here. Elon Musk babies. Type in babies. Elon Musk kids meet his 10 children and their mothers. Let me see if I can find the actual, let me type in population. No, it's have more babies. Elon Musk said to have more babies. If people don't have more children, civilization is going to crumble, proclaimed Elon Musk from a Tesla factory late last year. As usual, he was treated as an oracle, like he's speaking on behalf of God. That's what it means, because the Bible says that we are the oracles of God. They took, as he was saying, like it was their God, which he is their God, speaking to them. Because there's a God, there's a spirit, there's a demon, a fallen angel in him. The spirit of a fallen angel in him, a spiritual wickedness in high places. That's why we read that scripture. He ain't talking about us, because we know that we are the majority of the population of the world. People, what we call people of color collectively. He's not talking about us. And that was part of the reason why him and Sam Altman, they fell out, because Sam Altman, he don't support this. Sam Altman is part of the Alphabet gang. And the goal of the Alphabet gang is to destroy the image of God. Is to destroy mankind. That's part of the reason why they fell out. Elon, reach out now. We can go off the record. Reach out, Elon. Let me speak what you can't speak. They ain't gonna believe me anyway. Reach out, Elon. Told y'all we ain't got no reason to make nothing up, y'all. The Spirit of God is giving myself these revelations. Y'all know we stay with the good stuff over here. Y'all, we stay with the good stuff. Y'all know I'm gonna drop them hits. I'm gonna drop the stuff that you ain't gonna get from other ministry channels.
Back when it was a nonprofit.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a nonprofit. They started a nonprofit. They went into this hybrid system, and then they fell out over that. They fell out over the money and stuff like that because the initial goal was to keep it as a nonprofit to get it in the hands of the people. Then it turned to what it always turns to: greed.
I mean, the reason OpenAI exists at all is that Larry Page and I used to be close friends, and I would stay at his house in Palo Alto.
Listen.
And I would talk to him late into the night about AI safety. And at least...
Now remember, Larry Page got the money from that one guy. I think his name was Andy or something like that. He got the money from that one guy to found Google. He got the money from that one guy to found Google. Why is that important? What was the initial goal of Google? Let's hear it, Elon.
My perception was that Larry was not taking AI safety seriously enough.
What did he say about it?
He really seemed to be one sort of digital superintelligence, basically digital God, if you will.
Did you hear that? Larry Page wanted to create a digital superintelligence, something that far surpasses what we know as AGI. They call it AGI, but some of them, like Elon, he knows it's going to be crazier than that. To create what? A digital super God. Let me see if it tells you. You turn the captions on so you can see it.
One sort of digital superintelligence, basically digital God, if you will, as soon as possible.
He wanted that?
Yes.
Digital God. I know it's awful with it, but you see, a digital God. Because the digital world deals with the spiritual world. A spiritual God. He wants to create a spiritual God, a spiritual being. They messing with stuff that a lot of them, they don't know what they're getting into. This is out the mouth of Elon Musk himself, where he said, yeah, me and Larry used to be real cool. We used to be boys. And I was warning Larry about that. We were talking about it, and Larry just brushed it off. Larry brushed it off because he knew that was the goal from the beginning. That was his goal, to create this digital God. To create this system where Satan come in and be as God. They're on the team of Satan, y'all. Let me go back just a little bit more so you can hear it again.
What did he say about it?
He really seemed to be one sort of digital superintelligence, basically digital God, if you will, as soon as possible.
He wanted that?
As soon as possible.
He's made many public statements over the years that the whole goal of Google is what's called AGI, Artificial General Intelligence, or Artificial Superintelligence.
There you have it. The whole goal of Google is to create this beast, is to create this image of the beast. That's pretty much going to be a threat to mankind as a whole, but more specifically, what we know as black people. Why? Because we are the majority of the population of the world. They don't have the numbers to be able to control us like they used to anymore. So therefore, they have to put their intelligence together in this machine to be able to control. So the new slave master is going to be these robots. Let that sink in. And all this is leading toward the New World Order, and them giving power and handing power over to who we know and call the Antichrist, who is the one that's really pulling the strings behind the scenes to bring in his global system. If this don't humble you, I don't know what will.
No, and I agree with him that there's great potential for good, but there's also potential for bad. And so if you've got some radical new technology, you want to try to take the set of actions that maximize the probability it will do good and minimize the probability it will do bad things.
Yes.
It can't just be hell for leather. Let's just go, barreling forward and, hope for the best. And then at one point, I said, well, what about, we're going to make sure humanity's okay here.
Him man, weird.
And then he called me a specious.
Not in a good way.
Did he use that term?
Yes. And there were witnesses. The other.
No, I don't find that funny. He said he called me a specious. Meaning, then you're a racist. You are for your species. And you are against, this race of artificial AGI, artificial general intelligence, these super intelligent beings that we are going to create and that we are creating, which is the goal, the ultimate and the foundational goal with Google that started back at least on paper in 1998. And we know if it started as an official company in 1998, it was before that. Oh, Elon, you're a species. I don't find that funny, especially with the way the world is today. This is why the Bible tells you that all nations are confederate against God. All nations are confederate against Israel. Psalms 83.
I wasn't the only one there when he called me a speciesist. And so I was like, okay, that's it. Yes, I'm a speciesist. Okay, you got me. What are you? Yeah, I'm fully a speciesist. Busted. So that was the last straw. At the time, Google had acquired DeepMind, and so Google and DeepMind together had about 3/4 of all the AI talent in the world. They obviously had a tremendous amount of money and more computers than anyone else. So I'm like, okay, we have a unipolar world here, where there's just one company that it has close to a monopoly on AI talent and computers, like scaled computing. And the person who's in charge doesn't seem to care about safety. This is not good. So then I thought, what's the furthest thing from Google would be like a nonprofit that is fully open, because Google was closed for profit.
Him and Larry fell out. And then he said, okay, you want to do that? You want to treat me like that? I got something for you. I'm going to release it before you can release it. And now what's going on is Google is losing a lot of power because they're losing a lot of money, because these other companies, they're going over to these different platforms that are using artificial intelligence. And now you have the AI race, the race to create the biggest, baddest, and best machine. It ain't slowing down. And God said he was going to do that. He said he was going to confound the wise of this world in their own game. And I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it.
So that's why the open and OpenAI refers to open source, transparency, so people know what's going on.
Yes.
And that we don't want to have like while I'm normally in favor of for-profit, we don't want this to be sort of a profit-maximizing demon from hell.
That's right.
That just never stops.
Right.
So
from here,
that's how OpenAI would.
So you want specious incentives here, incentives that.
Yes, I think we want pro-human.
Yeah.
Let's make the future good for the humans.
Yes.
Yes, because we're humans.
So can you just put it? I keep pressing you, but just for people who haven't thought this through and aren't familiar with it, and the cool parts of artificial intelligence are so obvious. Write your college paper for you, write a limerick about yourself.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot there that's fun and useful. But can you be more precise about what's potentially dangerous and scary? Like, what could it do? What specifically are you worried about?
Good question.
Going with old sayings, the pen is mightier than the sword. If you have a super intelligent AI that is capable of writing...
I want to go back to what he just said. He said, the pen is mightier than the sword. In the Bible talks about that. The sword is what? The word of God. The written word of God. The written word of God. You see what I'm saying? Y'all will listen to him, but then when we say stuff like that, oh, no, we don't rock with that. Yeah, this man sitting in a very, very powerful position that a lot of you wish you were in.
The pen is mightier than the sword. if you have a super intelligent AI that is capable of writing incredibly well and in a way that is very influential, convincing, and then and is constantly figuring out what is more convincing to people over time, and then enter social media, for example, Twitter, but also Facebook and others, and potentially manipulates public opinion in a way that is very bad. How would we even know?
How do we even know? So, to sum up, in the words of Elon Musk, for all human history, human beings have been the smartest beings on the planet. Now, human beings have created something that is far smarter than they are.
Create their own
and the
gods.
consequences of that are impossible to predict. And the people who created it don't care. In fact, as he put it, Google founder Larry Page, a former friend of his, is looking to build a, quote, digital god, and believes that anybody who's worried about that is a speciesist. In other words, is looking out for human beings first. Elon Musk responded, as a human being, it's okay to look out for human beings first. And then at the end, he said the real problem with AI is not simply that it will jump the boundaries and become autonomous and you can't turn it off. In the short term, the problem with AI is that it might control your brain through words. And this is the application that we need to.
Oh my God. Do you see? God already told us that. He already told us that. He already told us about the power of words. Right? He told us this over and over and over and over again. God told us that his word is going to be fulfilled. His word is going to be fulfilled. And they're saying the same thing the Bible says. Prophecy is being fulfilled right before our very eyes, and yet people still don't believe it. They still won't believe it until it's too late, when they get taken out by one of these machines.
To worry about now, particularly going into the next presidential election. The Democratic Party, as usual, was ahead of the curve on this. They've been thinking about how to harness AI for political.
Whatever, I don't care about no damn politics. Politricks. So let's go over here to the scriptures. Let me see something real fast. Okay. Daniel 8. Now, I went over this in previous sermons, but I want to go over it one more time. This is talking about the Antichrist. And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. And he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. All right. If we go over here and look at the word policy, and then want to look at the word craft, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. That word policy, if you go back, 87922, 87922 is understanding, wisdom, wise, prudence, knowledge, sense, discretion, policy. He shall cause understanding, he shall cause wisdom, he shall cause prudence, he shall cause knowledge to do what? He shall cause knowledge, and through his knowledge, I said that wrong, and through his knowledge, through his prudence, and through his wisdom, and through his understanding, he shall cause craft to prosper, right? Prudence, insight, understanding, cunning. And we know the Bible says in the book of Genesis about how crafty and cunning the serpent is. Now we go over here and we look at policy in regards to etymology, a way of management, study or practice of government, Why is that important? Because we know he's going to have a system of government. He's going to understand government. He's going to understand these different things and be able to bring it together in his New World Order, what we call New World Order government. Political organization, civil administration, right? An organized state, organized or established system of government or administration of a state. Then we go to policy as a noun. Number 2, written insurance agreement. Didn't God say that Israel made a covenant with death? Made a covenant with Satan? A written contract to pay a certain sum on certain contingencies. It comes from the word police, which is contract, bill of lading. We discussed that in regards to, ships and stuff like that, the laws of the sea and everything, maritime laws. Written evidence of a transaction, note, bill, ticket, a lottery ticket, and so on and so on. Proof, declaration, to show, to say, speak, which deals with what? Wisdom. Satan is a great orator. He's a great, great orator. And that's the root of policy. Then you got the police also, because they enforce the policy of the Antichrist. And then we go over here to H4820, and that is Craft H4820. And through his knowledge, his wisdom, his form of government, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. He shall cause craft. He shall cause deception, deceit, deceitfulness, falseness, guile, feigness. We know the Bible also says about that, I think, in the book of Peter. And through feigned words. Through feigned words. Through feigned words. What does feign mean? Let's bring it up real fast. F-E-I-N, that's spelled right? Feign. Disguise or conceal, deceit, falsehood. So you're disguising or concealing one's real meaning. Dissemble, make false pretenses, lie, pretend to be. And then we go here, Bible verse, through feigned words. Yeah, Peter, 2 Peter 2. And through covetousness shall they with feigned words, concealed word, deceitful words, lying words, make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. So when I be saying stuff like these damn people, they're damned, right? They're damned. Their judgment has been from a long time, even before we got here. Going back to what we're talking about. Through his government, through his knowledge, wisdom, his understanding, he shall cause deceit to prosper in his hand. Deceitfulness, falseness, guile. We're gonna say, just keep it simple, camouflage. Wolves in sheep's clothing. Craft, subtlety. We know the book of Genesis says treachery to prosper in his hand. And how has he done that? He's done it through technology. The internet, the World Wide Web, social media, YouTube, which is how we have so many false prophets today, because of the internet collectively, but especially social media platforms, YouTube, and so on and so on and so on. How is that done? Through technology. That means that we must ask ourselves, what is the definition of technology? Does technology tie into what we have just read? Does technology play in with the word craft? Because it told us he shall cause craft to prosper. Of course it does. Of course it does. Now we got that. fraudulent weights, and then it says riches gained by fraud. Let's look at the word artificial. Because we're talking about artificial intelligence, right? Not natural or spontaneous. Of or belonging to art, which is where you get the first part, art, artificial. A work of art, skill, theory, system. Did we just see that? Craftsman, artist, master of an art, music, acting, sculpting, etc. So art, and then official, which is to make. So to make art, to set, to put. This is no different from what they're doing with these with the gods in the Old Testament and also the New Testament. They were making these gods with their own hands, works of their own hands that they were worshiping. It's the same thing. There's nothing new under the sun, y'all. Let me see. By art or human skill and contrivance. Appearance of art. Okay. Now we're going to jump over here. We're going to look at the word craft. Power, physical strength, might, skill, virtue, skill, dexterity, art, science, talent via a notion of mental power, which led by late Old English to the meaning of trade. We know what the Bible says about that through his trade and everything. He said, I've gotten these riches and stuff like that. Through my knowledge and wisdom, I've gotten these riches and wealth. I think that's in the book of Ezekiel. Something built or made. To exercise a craft, to build. We got that. And we want to look at the word. Let's see, do I have it up? I don't have it up. I think I closed it out. Let's go here. Technology. And what does technology tell us? A discourse or treatise on an art or the arts. Systematic treatment of an art, craft, or technique. The root of it is what? Art, skill, craft and work, method, system, and art, and a system or method of making or doing. The root goes all the way back to the what word? What word? Craft. Weaving or fabricating, the World Wide Web. To weave, also to fabricate. So it's the study of this, the study of it. Right? Now let's break it down. To weave, also to fabricate, especially with an axe, to make wicker or wattle fabric for house walls. He's building up his house. He's building up his temple, and his people are doing it. God doesn't dwell in temples made with man's hands. Satan dwells in temples made with man's hand because he wants to sit in. We ain't gotta go there. You already know. So it says it makes up these words: architect, which is why in Freemasonry they reference Satan, Antichrist, as what? The great architect. Also context, Dashun, polytechnic, pretext, subtle, we know about that. Technical, techno, technology. Tissue, toil, which is net. It is the hypothetical source of evidence for its existence. Is provided by, to weave, to fabricate, to make wicker or wattle framework. He fashions, constructs, carpenter, which is why you have the axe or the hatchet. Be busy. Satan, what you doing on earth? Running to and fro. Be active. To weave, fabricate, web, World Wide Web, net, warp of a fabric. Again, carpenter, art, to carve. Literally, builder, to join, unite. New world order through technology, the weaving together of technology, because technology has connected us all. The problem isn't technology. The problem is how they have been using it. because technology has connected us. Person skilled in the art of building, one who plans and designs buildings and supervises their construction. If that don't speak to you, I don't know what will. Master builder, director of works, chief. The chief builder. Their chief builder is Satan. Our chief builder is Christ. Their chief builder is the Antichrist. Our chief builder is Christ himself. One who plans or contrives. Right? That's what we say. What's the context? A joining together. We speak the context through the Spirit of God. They speak their context through the Spirit of Satan. You're building something. You see what I'm saying? I always say context. It says, meaning the parts of a writing or discourse which precede or follow. A preaching with words, the power of words. Artificial intelligence is based on the words of men. Because if you go to sermon, a discourse upon a text or script, that which is preached. Speech, words, discourse, church sermon. Same thing we just seen, to line up, to thread together, and thus a stringing together of words. To link, put on a string, right? This is what they're doing through artificial intelligence. Now we got that. I think I can close out some of this stuff. If not, I'll come back to it. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they, the people of the earth, should what? Should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. This AGI coming to life, literally living in this man-made, some man-made flesh, a man-made body. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man will be able, be able to buy or sell without this mark of the beast. Right? Then you have right there artificial intelligence, or I should say AGI, or super intelligence, right here in the scriptures. How many people, how many so-called prophets have preached this to you and showed this to you? We've been showing you this for years now. Again, I didn't have the key in regards to AGI and everything, but now we do. But we've been talking about this for a very long time. And now you see why they want to manipulate the DNA. They got to manipulate the DNA so that what they're going to do, it can receive it and it can be in it. And so the people can also merge themselves with the machine and be connected to it. And he can access anybody and put all this information in one central location and process it at a super duper processing power, processing speed. Scientists have developed the world's first living, breathing supercomputer. This is from March 3rd, 2016. And y'all know I told you about this. They have a biological living computer. And I believe what they're doing is that the two they're crossing paths. Either they're crossing paths by accident or they're purposely doing it. Which is why you see these artificial intelligence systems, they sound real. Because there's a living aspect to them. Again, scientists have developed the world's first living, breathing supercomputer. This is from March 3rd, 2016. Now, I'm not going to read all of it, but what they did was they took protein strings and they created a circuit, and then the information travels upon these protein strings instead of the digital circuits, right? But they created a very small biological supercomputer. This isn't sci-fi. This is something they did. I just want you to see that. Then we go over here to the Bible again. It says, "And you hath he quickened who were dead in trespasses and sins, where in time past ye walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air." There you have it. Technology deals with the air, doesn't it? Of course. This is why a lot of times excuse me. Let me drink something real fast. I've been preaching for a while. This is why a lot of times when it comes to technology, your technology will act like it's possessed. Your technology it will seem like that something just took over your technology. The prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience, among whom also we all had our conversation in time past in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others. How signals travel in air. 1. Electricity flowing into the transmitter antenna makes electrons vibrate up and down, producing radio waves. The radio waves travel through the air. Who's the prince of the power of the air? The serpent. At the speed of light. Ye are the light of the world. We are light beings. When the waves arrive at the receiver antenna, they make electrons vibrate inside, meaning to make them pretty much, they slow down. So we can comprehend it. How does our voice travel through air? When air from the lungs is forced to cross the vocal cords, vibrations occur. These vibrations literally squeeze the air, creating areas of compression. This is why Satan wants to dwell in the temple of man. He wants to control the air in you because he's the prince of the power of the air. He wants to control your spirit. That's why people that say that the spirit of God and the spirit of Satan can dwell in the same body, they're speaking blasphemy. They cannot. These areas of air compression carry energy. This is what they're talking about. They're talking about vibrations and stuff like that. The spirit of something, the spirit of a person. These energy carrying compressions travel from place to place, transmitting that energy. This is why when I preach, it's the power of God, and people cannot handle it because it's traveled from one place to another, and it's destroying their power that they have, the beings that are around them. It's like but our voice is a weapon of mass destruction. Just by what? By preaching the word of God. That's why we don't have to fight the physical war that we're going to fight in the future. We're fighting it when we preach the word of God. That's why you have to understand these things and understand the power of the word of God. There you have it right there. They ain't going to tell you all this. They're not going to make these connections for you. I wonder why. And behold, an hand touched me, which set me upon my knees and upon the palms of my hands. And he said unto me, O Daniel, a man greatly beloved, understand the words that I speak unto thee, and stand upright, for unto thee I am now sent. And when he had spoken this word unto me, I stood trembling. Then said he unto me, Fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that thou didst set thine heart to understand, and to chasten thyself before thy God, thy words were heard, and I am come for thy words. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 21 days, prince of the power of the air. Below, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, and I remained there with the kings of Persia. So the king of Persia, the prince of the kingdom of Persia, he kept him back. Somebody more powerful than the angel that was sent to Daniel and that was more powerful than the king and the kings of Persia, had to come to release him to get the word to Daniel. Now, Satan is the prince of the power of the air, but Christ is over him. That is the prince of princes and the king of kings of the power of the air. Now I've come to make thee understand what shall befall thy people in the latter days, for yet the vision is for many days. And when he had spoken such words unto me, I set my face toward the ground, and I became dumb. And then he goes on and talks about that he's a great beloved, stuff like that. You can pause it and read it. So then what happened? Then said he, knowest thou wherefore I come unto thee? He said, do you understand why I came to you? You understand what's going on? And now will I return to fight with the prince of Persia. And when I am gone forth, lo, the prince of Grecia shall come. So I'm going to fight. I'm going back to fight. I'm returning to the fight. Because when he came, they're like, we got him. You ain't got no authority to come through here. It took 21 days for him to get out of the holding cell or whatever holding he was in to bring the word to Daniel. They didn't want that message to get to Daniel. This is why I tell you time is different here. Things take longer because they are withholding us. They are this part of this war. Even I tell you this all the time. It's deeper than real estate. The prince of the power of the air has been withholding those resources that we are striving to get so we can give it to our people. It ain't been no 21 days. It's been 365 days that the angel of the Lord has sent to send us the message that we originally prayed for. Now, an angel that is more powerful than the angel that God sent has to come to release the angel that God sent with the resources that we need. Until that angel is released, God has been sending other angels, other people to give us relief, to give us spiritual relief, to give us financial relief. Until we get that big blessing. But Satan has been fighting against that angel and holding that angel captive for more than 365 days. Because that angel has to bring that blessing that God has said. Because God led us up to this point. It wasn't me. It was God. And y'all know what happened with the whole real estate deal. Stuff that was straight demonic. Spiritual wickedness in high places. We are living in Bible prophecy. And the same thing that's going on that happened with Daniel is going on with us. It's been over 365 days. Let that sink in. Now, we're going to close it out with this. Let me see if I can get the picture of it. So you can see. Come on. Interesting when you're trying to do something. You see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't want to give me a clear picture. Any other time would have gave me a clear picture. Now I don't want to give a clear picture of this. Let me see if it gives me a clear picture right here. Man, I can't see that. That bull job. Come on, man. Let me see if this one will tell me. Maybe this one would be a little bit better. Okay. Nasara, which is known also as Gusara, which is also known as the Great Reset, which is also known as the Global Reset, which is also known as what? The New World Order. This is the different names they go by. Y'all know I've covered this stuff plenty of times. Let's look at some of the things it does. It provides major benefits to Americans and the world. Forgives credit card, mortgage, and other bank debt due to illegal banking and government activities. We know about that. You would know a tree by its fruit. Abolishes income tax. Just in case you don't believe that they're talking about this, abolish income tax. House Democrats push back on GOP bill to abolish IRS income tax. This was March 8th, 2023. Because income taxes are illegal. Even though we pay them, they are illegal. There's no law, there's no legality for income tax. It's just something they made up. And you can go study that. Move to abolish income tax gains traction in Congress. And they want to put it in as universal tax. Abolishes IRS. Creates flat rate, non-essential, new items only sales tax revenue for government. Increases benefits to senior citizens. Isn't that an issue that's going on right now? All this is leading up. Nasara is the new world order, y'all. And it's spiritual. Go back and watch my old videos where I show you that. Return constitutional law, because we are not under constitutional law. Y'all know that. Some of you do. Establishes new presidential and congressional elections within 120 days after Nasara's official announcement, because it's already been signed into law. It just not have been announced and made law. Monitors elections and prevents illegal election activities of special interest groups. Has that not been in? Creates new U.S. Treasury currency, rainbow currency, backed by gold, silver, and platinum precious metal. I believe now this is code word for this digital currency. I believe that this is what this is. Return constitutional law to all our courts and legal matters, because again, we are not under constitutional law. You have two different constitutions that are fighting amongst each other. Two different fractions of the United States, two different United States Corporation, and United States Republic fighting amongst each other. Initiates new U.S. Treasury bank system in alignment with constitutional law. Eliminates the Federal Reserve System. Restores financial privacy. Like, come on, y'all. And this is old. Retrains all judges and attorneys in constitutional law. Ceases all aggressive U.S. government military actions worldwide. Watch this. Establishes peace throughout the world. That is the new world order. If you are establishing peace throughout the world, that means you have worldwide chaos for this type of system to be implemented. Gesara is the new world order. Initiates first phase of worldwide prosperity distribution of vast wealth, which is hidden and contained in Saint Germain's trust. Saint Germain is Satan, which has been accumulated for many decades. I covered all this. I got videos on this. Releases enormous sums of money for humanitarian purposes. You have an account. That's that money that they have in your account, your trust, that they give to you through loans and all these different things. They loan you your money. They are stewards of it. And because you are considered a minority according to law, they can continue to control the money. It has nothing to do with population in regards to numbers when they're talking about it. So they're going to release all that money, and then, people are going to go crazy. Oh, we're finally free, and they're going to receive it under the system of the Antichrist. And this last point, enables the release of new technologies such as alternative energy devices, which is what we have been seeing in the news lately. Matter of fact, if we go over here, cold fusion technology. U.S. scientists reached long-awaited nuclear fusion. And this is back on December 13th, 2022. This isn't nothing that we're making up. The fruit speaks for itself. This is why you're seeing all this stuff, because the world is on a collision course with the New World Order and technology, artificial intelligence, because God is allowing it. It's speeding things up. So that means that we are closer than what you thought. We are closer than what you thought. Something is going to happen. We don't know what it is specifically, but something is going to happen. You have to be ready. If this don't get you ready, then probably nothing will. With that being said, God bless each and every one of you in Jesus Christ's name. As always, stay focused for Jesus. And as you know, the truth is not debated, it is declared.